Grandpa, did you have nicknames growing up? And I went through a long monologue of all the nicknames I had. And then he's about 10 years old at the time. I said, but my favorite title is Grandpa. And he came over and gave me a big hug. Being a grandpa is a pretty sweet gig. So I'm sure if Tim enjoyed it nearly as much as I did, and still do, yeah, it's great. Okay, I'm Tim's oldest brother, his only older brother, actually. For the last several years of Tim's career, Tim was a professor of military science and trained young adults to become leaders. Here's some important character traits that he taught through his example. Tim was a man of integrity. He told the truth and he didn't lie. I cannot remember a time that Tim tried to deceive me by not telling me the truth. He was, however, capable of exaggeration and embellishment for dramatic effect. Tim kept his commitments. He could be counted on to follow through with what he said he would do. Tim was industrious. Tim worked extremely hard throughout his life. He took on difficult, challenging tasks that others would avoid. He loved the challenge of successfully completing a difficult task. Tim was persistent. Tim didn't quit. Although sometimes overwhelmed and discouraged, Tim kept getting up and returning to the task. Completing the dome home is an example of his perseverance. Tim was a dreamer and a planner. He could dream of something he wanted to accomplish and develop a plan to carry it out. He usually had plan A and a couple of backup plans. Interesting enough, Tim was also capable of being spontaneous. Tim was thrifty. He could pinch a penny until Honest Abe cried uncle. He loved to find a bargain. Tim lived within his means and paid his debts. As a youngster in a single-parent home, Tim was always the one with money when Mom was in a bind. Tim was also very unselfish and very generous. Tim was typically on time and often early, even if there was no scheduled appointment. As long as I can remember, Tim desired to follow Christ. Tim had a strong moral compass, which resulted in an unwavering sense of right and wrong based on God's word. Tim loved and served others. Tim loved Sonia more than his own life. Tim loved his children, their spouses, and his grandson. Tim loved his animals. We used to kid that he could not go past a pet store in the mall without bringing home another animal. Over the years, Tim discussed wanting to breed dogs, breed chickens, breed goats. It's my understanding that eventually he did all these things, sometimes simultaneously. Although Tim was a man of character, some people saw him as a character. Whereas Tim accurately branded me as being pizzazzless, Tim was very colorful, enthusiastic, and expressive. Tim would sometimes do things that were considered unconventional or unorthodox. For example, as a child, he would put French dressing on his Mexican food. Once on a road trip to Alabama with our very proper Southern grandmother, we stopped at Howard Johnson's, a roadside diner nationally known for its 28 flavors of ice cream. Tim ordered dill pickles with his ice cream. For many years, Tim wanted a dome home. When the time finally came, he and Sonia sold their house in Woodway, ordered the largest dome home kit available, and started building the dome home. At dinner one evening, Tim's next door neighbor regaled us with stories of Tim's mishaps while building the dome home. If Tim had a film crew, he could have become a YouTube celebrity. It's quite amazing that Tim survived the construction project. On a road trip this past fall, Tim posted the following on the internet. Okay, sports fans, this evening I did the most Texas redneck thing that I have ever done in my 62 years on earth. Drum roll, please. Yes, I pulled my 35-foot RV through New York City and over the Brooklyn Bridge. Applause, fans gasping for air, dogs and cats living together. Your turn. Top that, you survivors of the War of Northern Aggression. So much like building a dome home, Tim preferred earning his bragging rights through unconventional behaviors. Tim laughed a lot and inspired others to laugh as well. One trait that stood out to me the most was Tim's love for Sonia. Most young people who grew up in broken homes carry some scars for life. Despite not observing his parents exhibit love for each other, Tim learned to demonstrate intense and unfailing love for Sonia. Tim was a tremendous example for all of us to follow. Tim cast a long shadow